You have this great line where you say, but something will be lost if we stop working while surrounded by others. There will be one less place on earth where we have to negotiate with people we didn't choose to negotiate with. So where do you think we are inevitably? Is this a cause that we need to fight for to get back into these shared physical spaces, or are we inevitably going to be pulled back to it because we do want to have that physical interaction with people?
No, I think we have to fight for it. And I don't think it's I don't think that it is a pure cause, because flexibility of physical location is a real godsend for a lot of people. People who have childcare issues or family care issues, people who have long commutes, people who are on budgets and are saving money by not, gas is $6 a gallon in the States right now. I understand and am fully sympathetic to people who like the new system better. And I think that for some people, it is unquestionably better, and they should be allowed to continue to do it. And I do hope that it becomes an option for people, because I think, I have 2 kids. My wife and I are fortunate enough to have help raising our kids. And as a result, when we were both working, we didn't have some of the just basic problems of who's getting our kids from school, who's looking after them while we're at work. But that's not the case for an enormous number of people. And so I don't want to say like everyone go back to an office, full stop. But I do think that there's a flip side of this, and I think it's more cynical. And I think that side of it is that companies have saved an enormous amount of money by not having to provide basic infrastructure and services and food and stuff for people. And I don't want us not to go back to the office for that reason. I think that's the danger. And you see it in my business. Comedy writing is a collaborative enterprise. It requires a group of people to be in the same place at the same time, the energy to be trapped by walls, and to have the fertile idea generation that comes out of those sessions is irreplaceable. We've been doing it on Zoom for 2 years. It stinks. Nobody likes it. No one can look at a computer for more than a certain number of hours. The internet goes down. People get kicked out of the Zoom. It stinks. It's so much worse. And obviously that's a very specific example. But I think that there are a lot of businesses that are not purely what you would think of as creative endeavors that benefit greatly from just having people in the same place and being able to see each other. I think people's moods improve. No one is happy, I shouldn't say no one. The majority of people, I think, are not meant to stay in their houses alone for the entire day, never actually being in the same place as someone else. So much of productivity and of just creativity and everything else comes from milling around and getting a snack and talking about what you watched on TV last night, or talking about the game that you saw or whatever. We're social animals, and we're supposed to be around other people. And I don't want this to become a situation where the combination of corporate greed and convenience means that we're like, all right, everyone's just stay in your houses all day. Yeah. I think that's really bad. That further atomizes the human race in a way that I think is very dangerous.
One of the other phrases that you use in the essay, which I thought was really fascinating, is you describe workplaces as ethical laboratories.
Yeah.
Explain that, and then we can take that into thinking about the good place in your book.
In order to understand other people, you have to be around them, and they have to annoy you. That's just the deal. You have to get annoyed by people in order to figure out how to work out problems that you have, right? And The Office was nothing but a series of episodes about the small ways that people annoy each other and the navigation around those annoyances, right? And they are, where I'm talking at the level of like, there's an Office episode where someone put something in the microwave and it exploded and they didn't clean the microwave. And Pam goes on this mission to find out who did this. And that's a perfect example of like, this isn't like the first stop in your sort of experience of this is the people I work with are so annoying. I hate them. They're so inconsiderate. Why don't they just clean up after themselves? Like, what is wrong with these people? The second step is like, how do we solve this problem? Like, what do we do? What's the right move? And she does a bunch of things in that episode that are a little bit passive aggressive. She leaves a note, an anonymous note, and then everyone gets angry at whoever left the anonymous note, and then she has to kind of defend whoever left the anonymous note, you know? And so she learns a lesson, right? Which is like, okay, passive aggression isn't the right way to handle a problem like this. So these little tiny things, these little moments of irritation or of like negotiation, without those, you're just in your own home by yourself, getting angry at things, maybe tweeting about them, but generally not solving problems. Like you have to, and the solving of problems like gives you a little bit of a structure or a foundation for like, the next time I'm in this situation like this, I now have more information and I will do a better job. And I really do worry that it's become possible now to program your life the way that you program like a Spotify playlist. You can only watch the news that you want to watch. You can only hear the voices of the people that you know you already like. There are sophisticated algorithms that take what they know about you and feed back to you only things that they know that you will approve of. That's a really dangerous world. And there are people certainly who are happy about it because they're like, I've listened to this music on Spotify, or I've liked these posts on Instagram, and I just keep getting more stuff that this magical computer box is giving me ads for products that I have talked out loud about wanting. What a great world. I think that's a terrible world. And it becomes like, reinforcing the beliefs you already have instead of having to get into a situation where you meet other kinds of people or hear about other kinds of things and get to experience them. There was a science experiment that was just conducted where a group of researchers paid Fox News viewers to watch CNN for a month, and their political beliefs and their social beliefs changed radically in 1 month because they weren't just getting the same things reinforced that they already believed. That is my fear about the atomization and the lack of a communal workspace, is that people will stop ever having the ability to have anything that they think or feel challenged by anyone else. I think that's a very, very dangerous and bad world.